Shalom, Kohalayim La, Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson. I do hope and pray that this edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh Ratzazah, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Barakathum to you, sincere Akim, Walkwathium, and a sincere shalom to you brothers out there pushing this truth down the highways and the byways and through the YouTube blessings, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this be edifying and exhorting to the elect. All right, so you see by the title, this is going to be a quick news report. I've been meaning to do this lesson for a little minute now, for about a week or so now, about a week and a half. So the Wadi Al Bashmil Shine able to come around and get to it today. And yeah, man, the nations are preparing for war, as we've been talking about for a long time now, but it's constantly ramping up. It's constantly ramping up, and these are the times that we're in right now, so we got to blow the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in the Lord's holy mountain, which is Israel. More in particular today, the hopeful elect, all right, because not all Israel is of Israel, as the scriptures do say in the book of Romans, all right? Not everybody is of the Israel of the Most High, so we're just here preaching for the elect's sake currently. You understand? Preaching for the sake of the elect, which is right now known as the hopeful elect, because we won't know if we're truly of that number until the end, when we're on a ship and we're getting beamed up. All right, so that shows the endurance, man. The scriptures say, he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. But anyway, to get to it, keep going. So we're going to get to these articles. I would like to say this video will be conducted under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976, where all public information can and will be used in this video for the use of education, teaching, what's going to say? News reporting and criticism. Salakia, I'm drawing blanks. We have a lot of chemicals and parasites at this point, given that everything we touch and breathe in, and even through the frequencies of our hearing and through what we see even, is poisoning us. That's the accuser for you. Laying snares for his brother, all right? So anyway, this is a non-profit video. I will not be making any money from this video. This video will not be monetized. Okay, so I'm well within my rights under your constitution. All right. So I'm going to start with this article here. A very serious increase. North Korea, and we know that they're allies, and they are also a part of the BRICS. They're allies with Russia and China, the two powerhouses of the world today, alongside that are opposed to America. All right, the BRICS nations, North Korea is a part of that. Says North Korea ramps up nuclear arms production at alarming pace, IAEA warns. All right, let's read that again. North Korea ramps up nuclear arms production at alarming pace. All right, so we're going to read some of this article. It says North Korea is showing a very serious increase in its ability to produce nuclear weapons. The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency has said, pointing to a surge in operations across key facilities, according to AFP, while speaking in Seoul, blah, 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 a rapid increase. They observed a rapid increase in the operations at the Yongbyon nuclear complex, including its reactor reprocessing reprocessing unit and light water reactor. These developments, he said, indicate a significant expansion in the the capacity to produce fissile material for atomic weapons. expanded facilities and enrichment capability. The Yongbyon site remains central to North Korea's nuclear program, despite earlier claims that parts of it had been decommissioned. It was reactivated in 2021, and alongside it, the IAEA has identified additional facilities, including a new facility similar to the enrichment facility in Yongbyon. While inspectors have not had access since 2009, the agency relies on satellite imagery and external analysis. Grossi said it was not easy to calculate precise increases, but added that observable developments suggest a significant increase in the enrichment capacity of the country, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. All right. AFP wrote that the diplomatically isolated North Korea is believed to operate multiple facilities for enrichment uranium, which is needed for nuclear capability, a key step in making nuclear warheads, South Korea's spy agency has said. And South Korea is really nothing. You know, North Korea could take that over. They're gonna take that over. You know, South Korea, really they're the same goddamn people, if we're being honest. It was just a split way back when, you know, and then that became an American territory, an American ally. But anyway, sanctions, isolation, and strategic implications. North Korea conducted its first nuclear test in 2006 and remains under extensive UN sanctions over its weapons programs. It has consistently maintained that it will not abandon its nuclear arsenal, which is estimated to comprise a few dozen warheads, despite growing concerns over its ties with Russia amid the war in Ukraine. Grossi said that the IAEA had not observed anything in particular indicating direct Russian involvement in Pyongyang's nuclear development. The findings, nevertheless, underline a steady and sustained expansion of North Korea's nuclear capabilities at a time of heightened regional and global security tensions. The U.S. and, you know, it gets, oh, this is the last paragraph. Might as well read it. I thought it was going to be a lot more, but we could read this if this is the last paragraph. Missile test and naval modernization drop. Naval modernization drop. Shouldn't there be a Z instead of a? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. On Tuesday, North Korea conducted fresh tests of strategic cruise and anti-ship missiles as part of operational trials for its Chohyong-class destroyer. State media reported Kim Jong-un oversaw the launches alongside senior military officials, signaling continued focus on strengthening naval strike capabilities. The cruise missiles reportedly flew for between 7,869 and 7,920 seconds, while the anti-ship missiles remained airborne for around 1,960 to 1,973 seconds before striking targets off the west coast with what was described as ultra-precision accuracy. According to KCNA, 2 cruise missiles and 3 anti-ship missiles were fired to evaluate the warship's integrated weapons system, command system, crew readiness, and upgraded navigation performance, including anti-jamming capabilities. Kim was also briefed on plans for 2 additional destroyers, pointing to an expanding fleet. He had reiterated that reinforcing nuclear deterrence remains a priority, calling for improved strike capability and rapid response readiness. So there you go. So a very serious increase. North Korea ramps up nuclear arms production at alarming pace. And they already got a lot of weapons. They already got a lot of nukes. I don't think you people are really fathoming what Revelation 9:16 truly means when it says 200,000 horses, man. That's 200 million nuclear warheads that is going to be shot on America alone. That's not even including the ones that is going to land on Israel. And that's not even going to include the return fire from America and Israel to these other nations. 200 million alone just for America's top. So these nations have a lot of nukes. Okay? They have a lot of nukes, all right? But anyway, so let's go to the next one. And we're going to get into these scriptures, Lord willing, soon. I'm going to make this quick, Lord willing. So Trump administration taps automakers to boost, and this is one aspect of it, but to boost, this is Joel 3:10 right here. Trump administration taps automakers to boost weapons production in World War II style push. The Trump administration is turning to automakers and U.S. manufacturers to ramp up weapons production in a World War II style push. A Pentagon official confirmed to Fox Business. So now Trump is turning to automakers. Now, automakers, are they not used for, agriculture? Well, they are when you look it up. Yes, automakers and automotive technology are heavily integrated into modern agriculture. Beyond producing pickup trucks for hauling, car companies develop autonomous driving systems for tractors, advanced electric vehicle EV technology for field equipment, and use biofuels in manufacturing. Please forgive me. Like I said, these chemicals, bro. I'm so young, but yet so old, these damn chemicals. Key ways automakers support agriculture, automation and technology. Car companies like Ford, according to, have aided in shifting farming toward autonomous tractors and robotics to handle labor shortages and increase precision, such as GPS-guided steering and automated spraying. Electric vehicles. Similar to the automotive market, agricultural machinery is shifting toward electric, with companies developing electric tractors for increased efficiency and reduced emissions. Some electric trucks, such as the Ford F-150 Lightning, can act as power sources in the field. Vehicles and logistics. Trucks are crucial for transporting material, distributing products, and hauling crops to processing plants. Biofuel production. Automakers and agricultural firms collaborate on using biofuels like ethanol from corn and biodiesel in machinery, reducing dependence on fossil fuels. Historical and ongoing connection. Early automakers like Henry Ford were involved in early agricultural mechanization, a connection still showcased in museums, illustrating that car companies have long played a role in agricultural advancements. So there you go. Told you the whole play about how automakers are used in society, and it's not just for making cars, as we read. All right, so it says, let's read it from the top. The Trump administration is turning automakers and U.S. manufacturers to ramp up weapons production in a World War II style push, a Pentagon official confirmed to Fox Business. Hey, man, for the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That is Revelation, the 11th chapter, and I believe about the 13th verse. All right, the Department of War is committed to rapidly expanding the defense industrial base by leveraging all available commercial solutions and technologies to ensure our warfighters maintain a decisive advantage. The department is aggressively pursuing and integrating the best of American innovation wherever it resides to deliver production at scale and drive resiliency across supply chains, the official added. Senior defense officials have discussed producing weapons and other military supplies with top executives from several companies, including General Motors and Ford Motor. And I know somebody that works at General Motors, my mother-in-law. She worked at one of them General Motors companies in the corporate scene. And it says, according to the Wall Street Journal, which cited people familiar with the discussions. Let's keep going. It says the outlet reported that the Pentagon is considering having the companies use their personal and factory capacity to ramp up production in munitions and other war materials as conflicts in Ukraine and Iran continue. And man, prophecy, baby. GE Aerospace and vehicle and machinery maker Oshkosh also reportedly held talks with defense officials, according to the journal. The discussions began prior to the conflict in Iran more than a month ago, officials told the outlet. And also that uranium, right, that is used for nuclear missiles. Hey, man, what is the use of uranium in the sense of agriculture? Uranium is not used as a beneficial nutrient or growth enhancer in agriculture. Instead, its presence in agriculture, goddamn, why the fucking shit, that shit is tongue twisting me. I don't know why. Forgive me. The chemicals, man, the chemicals. It's almost entirely an unintentional byproduct. And that's why we need new bodies, man. It's like my brain worked faster when I was younger than it do now. This shit is fucking stupid, man. There's no goddamn way. Niggas out here talking about we got 20 to 30 more years left. There's no way we gonna still be alive at that point. And I ain't even just talking about the elder apostles and stuff because they older, gentlemen. But just even the young brothers like myself, bro, there's no goddamn way I'll still be alive if we were still here 20 to 30 more years. There's no way. Everything is just waxing weaker, bro. There's no goddamn way I'll still be alive or shit just getting bad, man. We aging quick as shit. Brains fucking fog. We got brain fog for days. Brain fog going crazy because of all these goddamn chemicals, man. Why the hell would you want to stay here? Why? It doesn't make any damn sense to me. Anyway, uranium is not used. Forgive me, I'm going to jump down to the next part. In agriculture, instead, its presence in agriculture is almost entirely an unintentional byproduct of phosphate fertilizer application, or, in limited research context, a radioactive tracer to study plant physiology. All right, so, but it's still used. It's still used. It's not just used for nukes at the end of the day. That's the point I want to make. It's still used for other items. Then you got oil, right? Just oil in general. That's used for more than just gas, right? More than just gas to fill up your car and the trucks and all that stuff. It's more than that. It's more to it. Oil is used for everything. All right, so there you go. Let's get back to the article. It says the talks come as the military seeks to increase production of, I think I read that. Yeah, defense officials said accelerating weapons production is being treated as a matter of national security, according to the report. Officials also asked companies to identify barriers to taking on additional defense work, including contracting requirements and challenges with the bidding process. And it gets more into it, and I think it's another article. It was here from what I looked up. That was one I read. Secret weapons. Let me see what they say. No, this ain't shit to read. So we'll get to the precepts and we're going to close this lesson off. Abaratazah. Let me see if this thing is still good. All right, cool. Go lay up. So I'm gonna go to Joel 3. Let's just start there. This thing is not cooperating. See where I want to start at. We're gonna skip all that, even though that's a lot of good stuff there. I'm gonna start down here though. Let's see. So we're going to start at verse 9. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right, so the heathens, they're preparing for war. North Korea, Russia, China, America, Iran, etc. These nations are all prepared for war. You could cut this tension, man. The tension is so thin, you could, hey, bro, the tension's so thin, you could cut this bitch with the brunt of a pencil, man. You don't need nothing sharp to cut this shit. That's how thin it is, man. Bro, this shit about to pop off very soon. Very soon, man. The only thing holding back all-out nuclear war at this point is the MOTB not being mandated. If it was mandated, shit, boom, 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 boom. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm so serious. So it's one prophecy that is holding us back right now. Well, two prophecies that is holding us back right now. All hell breaking loose, which is when we're going to be in the height of Jacob's trouble, and the mark of the beast being mandated to somewhat bring back a sense of normalcy to society, like the Jabbernog was supposed to do. All right, the Jabba Muffin was supposed to do, which it did to an extent. But then it came out, you ain't even need to take that shit. Crazy work. Niggas got 10 of them hoes. Anyway, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So these weak nations are now saying they're strong. But the point is, this Joel 3 and 10, man. We're here, man. We just got done reading, man. Plowshares and pruning hooks are all things that are used for agriculture, right? Plowshares and pruning hooks are things that are used for agriculture, man. Farming, gardening, building up a society, ultimately. All right, because when you're building up a society, all of it essentially is farming. It's all farming, essentially, right? You go into the etymology of that word. Because when you look at, let's look at the definition of farming. Farming. The practice of agriculture, aquaculture, or cultivation of land to produce crops and raise livestock for food, fiber, and other products. It involves managing biological transformations such as planting, harvesting, and animal care to provide, sell, or trade goods. Key synonyms include agriculture, cultivation, husbandry, and land management. Ultimately, at the end of the day, building up a society is farming. So all you're doing is farming, right? These are all farming tools that are used in agriculture, all right? Now, as we were reading in this past article, GM Motors, Ford Motors, all that stuff, now Trump is urging that they turn these things that are used for agriculture into weapons of war to help build more weapons for war. North Korea, the article we just read, they're looking to enhance their nuclear capabilities using uranium, right? Uranium is also, it's not a direct source, but it is used in agriculture, as we read when we looked it up. That's also a tool for agriculture that is being used for a weapon of war to build the most catastrophic weapon that can be made in today. All right. So the agricultural tools are being turned into weapons of mass destruction. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right. So all these heathens are gathering together to get ready for war. Everybody's preparing for war at this point. Everybody's building up their weaponry. All right. And let's read down, and I want to go to Jeremiah 51. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So there you go. Everybody, all the heathens are preparing for war. Everybody. And it's getting so bad to a point where America is going to have a mandatory draft in December of this year. That's what? We're in the end of April almost. So that's what? It's about to be the 5th month of the year. We're in the 4th though. So it's about 7 to 8 months away. In December this year, that's 7 to 8 months down the road. A little over half a year. You understand? And it might happen sooner than that, seeing how these things are going right now. And that's going to cause civil war and unrest here because niggas ain't going. They're not going. People are not going. They're going to have mass protest about this shit. That's going to breed chaos, anarchy, sedition. It's going to breed all of that. Civil war. You understand? And that's the plan. That's all a part of the plan. This is done on purpose. This is manufactured chaos. All right? This is not done by mistake. So I want to go here to Jeremiah 51. I believe it's verse 23. No. No. What the fuck is it? No. Is it verse 30? I got an idea. How about this? It's in Jeremiah 50. There we go. Jeremiah 50 and 25. Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh power, the host in the land of the Chaldeans. All right. And the land of the Chaldeans is talking about Babylon the Great, the Chaldeans being the elites. All right. Because just as in ancient Babylon, you had the Chaldeans, which was an elite sect that truly governed everything in the shadows. Right. This is the same thing today with the modern day elites, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Oppenheimers, and so on and so forth. Your Epsteins, your everything, all of that. Because that's a ruling class family as well, believe it or not. They're an elite family. Yeah, look at the history. So all of those, man. Okay? Those are the modern day Chaldeans. Just like America is modern day Babylon. But it's even greater. It's Babylon the Great, literally. All right? So, but the land of the Chaldeans is talking about America because this is the glory of the elites. This is the glory of the Edomite Empire. America. This is the prized possession of it. You understand? Where it has the most pub. Okay? But anyway, the Lord is opening his armories, and this is the work of the Lord to bring forth the end, the destruction of this first earth age so we could bring in the new. For 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse to truly take place. The Lord is doing this, man. This is all the working of the Lord. He's opening his army. Remember Isaiah 54 and 16? All right. Damn, it was a scripture, man. I should have brought Isaiah 54 and 17 in my lesson yesterday. God dog it. Fuck. I meant to do that, man, in my lesson yesterday. Damn. I knew I was forgetting something when I closed that lesson. Fuck. It's all right. The Lord didn't want it brought out. But when you go to Isaiah 54 and 16, the Lord created the smith that bloweth the coal and the fire, and etc. Matter of fact, let's just go and grab it. Why not? Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. This is ultimately talking about those German Edomites. All right, those German Edomites, man, because those were the scientists that were behind creating these nuclear missiles and these weapons of mass destruction. All right, the Lord gave wisdom to Esau just to create these weapons of mass destruction for his own demise. Like the Lord said, I have created the wicked for the day of judgment. You know, so there you go. And this is ultimately talking about nukes and all these other different weapons of mass destruction, even a hydro bomb. All these things can just... A hydro bomb can destroy America, man. You don't even need a nuke to destroy America. That's how you know the Lord just want to overkill. Hey, and I'm for it. Shit, I'm like, bet. Who the fuck am I to say something against that? But there you go. All right, so the Lord is doing all these things. This is the work of the Lord. He's opening his armory for the end, for the destruction, for the lake of fire, for Armageddon, as spoken of in the book of Revelation 16. All right, this is all for Armageddon, or in the Hebrew tongue, Harmagad-wan. Harmagad-wan, which means mountain of troops. All right, mountain of troops. Harma, mountain. God, troop. Wan makes it plural, mountain of troops. All right, Harmagad-wan. All right, and it's gonna be a mountain of troops, man, because you're gonna have so many dead bodies over there. All right, because they're gonna be all gathered in the Levant to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, over there in the Levant. That's where all this. That's the valley. The Levant is the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Hey, they're gonna be cleaning up them dead bodies, as according to Ezekiel 39. That's gonna be your first task, cleaning up dead body yards, according to Ezekiel the 39th chapter. Go read it. As you Edomites and you heathens, but mainly you fucking elites, that's your first task in the kingdom, cleaning up dead bodies over there. It's in Ezekiel 39. I promise you. Go read it. Read it for yourself if you don't believe us. All right. But all these things are being created to bring the end of this world, the end of this first earth age, which the heathens had rule. Or you had 7 major empires. The heathens got to rule in 7 major empires, and that's not including the little small empires that was that had some rulership. That's not even including the little small ones. You know, Babel, right? Sodom and Gomorrah. It's not even including these little small empires, man, that heathens had some glory in. Then shit, Esau, what the hell do you have to say? You had 3 of them. You had the most rulerships out of any heathen, out of any of them. What are you complaining about? I'd be mad if I was Moab, goddamn. Moab. No, forget all that. I'd be mad if I was Japheth. The fuck they get to do? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga had the most rulerships and the one complaining the most about going into captivity. Nigga, you had the most rulerships out of all the heathens. What are you complaining about? This shit hilarious. But with that being said, I'm going to close the lesson there. I do hope and pray that this was edifying to the elect. I would like to close this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Warash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Ababa Bal, Kwam Yasharallah, Gadol, Abadim, Lababal, Gadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wahabatham. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shabbat Shalom. Lord willing, this is edifying.